Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made these fall themed sugar cookies. This first design is a pumpkin top cookie. You'll need two consistencies, piping to outline and flood to fill in. I like to add the piping icing to all the sections and let it crust over for about 15 minutes before flooding to help the icing keep that puffy look. Also, to make sure you keep each section defined, you'll want to flood every other section, let crust over for 20 to 30 minutes, and then flood the remaining sections. I decided to dry brush some brown coloring on to give some dimension to the sections. This coloring is older and the colors have started to separate, so you'll see in a second that I brush a stripe of orange on the cookie. I freaked out for a second and then decided I could add some greenery to cover it up. I wasn't planning on doing that, but it helped save the cookie. And I bought some new powder, so hopefully this won't happen again. For the greenery and the stem, I'm using piping consistency icing to make sure it holds its shape. This wreath is a really easy design. You just need a leaf tip and thick icing, and you just add leaves around the entire cookie. I added in some white and red berries, and that was it. This blanket cookie took a little bit of patience to get through. I really like how it turned out, but if I was to do it again, I'd make the stitches bigger by cutting a slightly bigger hole in the bag. One of my favorites every fall is a pie cookie. They're so easy to make, but they are so cute. For the pie filling, make sure your icing is thick enough to hold its shape super well. For me, that usually is a little thicker than piping consistency, but not so thick that it holds a stiff peak. I'll link my icing consistencies video in the cards if you want more information on that. There are lots of tips and techniques for doing the crust, but I absolutely love how this one turned out. Be sure and check the description box for all the info on icing colors and tips I use in this video. Next up is the leaf cookie, and the most important thing with the base of this cookie is to make sure you have a smooth flood. I used my scribe tool to make sure my border of green icing was smooth before going in with the red. Once it's flooded, use your scribe tool or toothpick to add swirls throughout the icing. Then after you've let that dry for about an hour, you can add the twig detail with piping consistency icing. I love this stacked pumpkin design so much. I used my projector to trace the image onto the cookie with an edible marker, and then I outlined everything with piping consistency icing. With this design, you have to work in sections, flooding every other section, even paying attention to the sections flooded on the higher and lower pumpkins. None of the sections can touch while they're wet, or else the icing will melt into each other. That's why on the first pumpkin, I flooded the first, third, and fifth sections, and on the next one, I flooded the second and fourth. After that first round of flooding, those will need to crust over before flooding the rest. Also, after I finished filming this, I saw my camera turned off on the last pumpkin, so I don't have that footage, but at least I got most of it recorded. The last steps are to add on your stem with piping consistency icing and then dry brush with the brown powder for some dimension, and you're done. I absolutely loved how this set turned out. It brings all the cozy fall vibes and gets me ready for the holidays, which will be here before we know it. I'm thankful for so much this year, and having you here with me is at the top of that list. I have some really fun Christmas designs in the works, so if you aren't subscribed, I'd love for you to join so you don't miss out on future videos. And as always, if you have anything specific you'd like to see from me or anything you have questions about, leave me a comment below. I always love talking with you guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.